Friends, hello to everyone! Today, I want to tell you how I take care of the fur of my dog, Flокі. This is a border collie. Its coat length is slightly longer than average, and I want to show you how I take care of it, what tools I use, on the condition that we do not go to the groomer at all. We do everything ourselves. First, I would like to say that all breeds are different, and you do not necessarily have to repeat this entire procedure that I am showing you. Find out from the groomer or from a professional or kennel of this breed exactly how it should be cared for. Here we have Flокі. He was washed with shampoo and conditioner today. This is done so that the grease on the dog's fur is washed off and the hairs do not stick to each other and the dog is easier to scratch. If you wash the dog correctly, the fur will come out on its own, but if not, it is much worse to remove it. The first thing we do, the first tool we use is a grooming rake. We have such a brush, it combs very well, removes thorns, untangles tangles and generally makes the wool neat. Let's go! This process is a basic one. I really like this brush because it separates the fur very well and collects both the fur and the undercoat well. Just scratch carefully, do not scratch the dog's skin. Remember that before combing your dog, you need to accustom it to this procedure. Take food with you when you scratch your dog. You can hold food in one hand and scratch with the other, so that the dog is more comfortable and less unpleasant. Although there are some dogs who really like it, and there are those who don't like it at all. Actually, Flокі doesn't really like it, but he sits and endures it. After you brush your dog, I recommend using a furminator. He rakes out the undercoat very well, but one of the groomers told me that you can't scratch him more than 10 times in one place, because trouble can happen. After using the Furminator, I advise you to use such a silicone brush. It removes thick hair very well. And after all that, use this glove to comb the dog again and brush out all the excess fur. I also want to add that brushing a dog at once is almost impossible, and when you do it once, it is very difficult, very long, and seems endless. Therefore, it is better to do it shorter, but more often. If you do it a little bit every day, then in general it will give a better result than if you do it once a year. We move on to the pedicure and show how to make such beautiful, neat paws. You can use the excess fur for your own needs, or leave it to the birds. They take it away and use it for the nests. Do not scatter hair on the grass because it looks very untidy when someone scratches his dog on the lawn and then the whole lawn is covered with fur and hair. First, thanks to a special machine, we remove excess hair. Why do we do this? Because mud and snow constantly stick to this hair. Because of this, lindlands are constantly dirty. It sticks to them and then the dog carries all this into the house. It gets stuffed between the fingers, it is not tidy, tangled, and sometimes bothers the dog. Therefore, we simply remove the excess fur. You can do this with a typewriter, or you can do it with an ordinary scissors. But as you will see, I still do finer and more detailed work with scissors. Between the fingers and above the pad, I cut the fur so that everything is neat and does not disturb the dog. After finishing working with scissors, we cut the claws. The main thing is not to cut too much so as not to harm the dog. It is usually necessary to cut the claws in the winter, because in the summer, the entire coating and surrounding is usually harder, and the dog wears the claws when it runs. Especially in winter, you need to help the dog a little with this and carefully monitor it.
Собака бігає і сам стирає собі ці пазурі. А саме взимку треба трошки допомогти і більш уважно дивитись за пазурями вашої собаки.
Look at how the paw turned out after trimming when we cut the fur and claws, and look at how it was before trimming. It is very hairy, untidy, and it's not very convenient for the dog to walk with it. If this video was useful for you, please write about it in the comments. And if it was useful for you, I hope it will be useful for someone else. So I will be very happy if you share this video with someone else on your pages in social networks. See you in the new videos. Thank you all the best.